Oh boy. What exactly did I get myself into? I was expecting maybe about 20, 40 comments tops. But 100? Ugh. For the record, there's no way I can ever go over that many. Not gonna happen. Because there's just no way I can get 100 comments in one video. So I'm going with the ones that had a different idea. Something either I didn't know, or something they have a good point on. The ones who have been saying, oh yeah, that could be the sword, or oh yeah, they could be breaking the boundaries. Like the ones who are pretty much agreeing with me in the first video. Yeah, sorry, your comment won't be here. This comment from Alexkiasa kinda caught my attention. I really hope they try and make the sword swings as sensitive as the sword play in Wii Sports Resort. Also, if you look at the girl, she looks a lot like the Fairy Queen from Wind Waker. At the right, where you commented on the face, I think it might be a Goron. Not sure, but just a thought. And lastly, they changed Link from a lefty to a righty from Twilight Princess. On the Wii version, he was changed to a right-handed because many players are right-handed. On the GameCube version, he's still a left-handed person, so I hope that clears things up. I really don't have much to say about the face. I don't really see the Goron part. However, I do think you are pretty correct on that, how she looks like the Queen of the Fairies from the Wind Waker. I can see the resemblance there. And I won't be going over all the other comments that said the exact same thing, that said, oh, the person looks like the Queen of the Fairies from the Wind Waker. Okay, yeah, it does. I don't know if that means anything, but it's a nice little subtle hint, if anything. Maybe not a hint, maybe it's just like a nice little cameo or fan service, I guess. The second comment that came from Threadnaught, I'm not going to read your first comment, just your second comment, sorry. You write, temple in the background. It looks like something may have broken through that wall from the Dark World on the other side, and Link obviously, after encountering and either defeating said creature or getting the whooping of his life, is walking through the wall and into the Dark World. If it turns out to be the origin of the Master Sword, then we should also see the origin of Ganon, the great evil the sword was created to banish. Good observation. If this is the origin of the Master Sword and all, then we should see the origin of Ganon, how he came to power. Or something like that. Impersonator258 writes, to be honest, really in my opinion, I think this game is probably going to be about Link using the Master Sword in some brutal battle, and at a certain moment in the battle, the enemy breaks the Master Sword somehow, and a spirit that resembles the Master Sword appears from the broken sword, and the spirit tells Link that he has to collect all those pieces of a powerful weapon of some sort to defeat Ganon. He then has a second comment that says, continuing from my last comment, I also think that the resemblance of the face you pointed out in the poster looks like Ganondorf's face. In my opinion, considering how the face has the same hair color as Ganondorf. I'm not going to say right or wrong, I'm just going to say that would explain why the background color was orange. Alright, next comment. A quick little note from Future Break 22 says, my opinion is that the Spirit Thing is the creator of the Master Sword. Well, definitely has the same design, so that could be. It's possible. We really don't know anything else, so there's no reason to jump to any conclusions just yet. Opinions, opinions, opinions. Remember people, that's all this is. Leon Scott Kennedy RE4 wrote, yeah, I can clearly see the face that being Link's father. Hat, eyes, nose, mustache, mouth, chin. Well, I don't think he actually had a father, to be honest. Like, that was never really present. I believe that was his uncle in A Link to the Past. I believe that was correct, wasn't it? That was his uncle, wasn't it? Oh well. Misinterpretation. Though you are the only one to come up with a video response for it, so give you some points there. MarioLinkGenofan wrote, it better not leave at the end. If it's breaking boundaries, it can't go with that cliché from Zelda. Also, the Master Sword is a sword. Whether or not that's a physical human form of the Master Sword or spirit-wise, it can't change shape. As for the Master Sword background, I guess I guess it took a Master Swordsman's life to make, and that's why it's called the Master Sword. Because let's be honest, if it's called the Master Sword because it's just the best blade, doesn't sound very interesting. I can definitely see where you're going with that one. But that doesn't mean that she can't solidify her body into a form that resembles the Master Sword. I mean, if she kind of strengthens or hardens her body, she can literally transform into an object that could have enough strength to become a sword. So I don't think I can transform from inanimate object to person or spirit object, but it probably can be able to transform into a hardened object. That's just my thought on it. Still, that is a good point to point out. So thanks for pointing that out, MarioLinkGenofan. Panamanian911 wrote, Yeah, everybody knows about the spirit thing in the Master Sword. The thing I'm worrying about is not the look or anything, it's the story. I loved Twilight Princess, but hated the fact that there wasn't anything new in it, which was promised by Miyamoto. I just want a very good story, and a game that's going to be hard to beat. I would also like to see Sheik, or Navi, or something like that, but I want them to keep the story fresh. Please, not the same thing again. I can definitely see where you're going with that one. They did borrow a lot of elements from the Ocarina of Time. Sort of. They also borrowed a couple of elements, story elements from A Link to the Past with the whole traveling from the light world, dark world. In any case, it just kind of feels like they brought this whole new area out of nowhere and just suddenly threw it into the Zelda universe. There's a backstory, but nothing hinted at before in the series. I can see where you're going with that one. I would like to see something that does focus on a new storyline, that doesn't revolve around something that either we've never seen before, or something that's claimed to have been there since the series began. I'm not going to read all of Alexrockszz's comment, but I will read the first part, because that caught my attention. Well, I hope that the sword essence thing is not your partner, because these games are ruined by your partner-type gameplay. I don't get what you're saying. The only reason they give Link a partner is because they need someone to say things for Link, because Link doesn't talk himself, which is the only reason why they give him a partner in the first place. I would like to... That's about all the comments I can get to for right now. I would like to say sorry to those that I haven't been able to talk about, but let me just say this. I didn't want to go over theories. I didn't want to go over that many theories because it's hard to say if you're right or wrong because it is just a theory. I really wanted to go over comments that I thought needed to bring attention to or the ones that made a good point. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys.